Ava had always believed that love was a beautiful, straightforward thing. She had everything she could ever ask for: a caring boyfriend, Ethan, and a best friend, Chloe, whom she trusted with her heart. They all seemed perfect together, sharing laughter and memories in what Ava believed was the ideal relationship. But that perfect world she had built came crashing down in a single fateful moment. One afternoon, Ava was meeting Chloe for coffee, eagerly sharing the exciting news about Ethan's surprise date plan for them. She was convinced that he was finally ready to commit. Her joy was evident as she talked about the future they'd planned together. But as she sat across from Chloe, something felt different. Her phone buzzing on the table, Ava caught a glimpse of the message flashing on Chloe's screen. "I miss you. We need to be careful, but I can't stop thinking about you." The words hit Ava like a punch to the stomach. The message was from Ethan. Her heart sank and her world shifted. She told herself it couldn't be true, that maybe it was a mistake, but Chloe's hurried attempt to hide the phone only deepened her suspicions. Ava tried to shake it off, but as the day went on, the seed of doubt grew. That night, unable to quiet her mind, Ava confronted Ethan. His reaction when she asked about Chloe's involvement left little to the imagination. His hesitation was all the answer Ava needed. "Is it true?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper, the weight of her words hanging in the air. Ethan finally admitted it, his voice strained with guilt. I didn't mean for it to happen." Ava's heart shattered in that moment, the pain of betrayal crashing through her like a tidal wave. The man she had loved, the man she had trusted with everything, had been lying to her. Worse, it had been with Chloe, the one person she thought would never hurt her. But Ava wasn't the type to sit back and wallow in her sorrow. As the initial shock began to subside, a new feeling took root: anger. It wasn't just about the betrayal, it was about the loss of control. Ava realized that she couldn't let Ethan and Chloe think they could get away with it. They thought they could break her, but Ava had a plan of her own. Ethan had a secret, a dark secret that even he didn't know about, one that, if exposed, would shatter everything he held dear. And Ava, with her newfound resolve, was going to make sure he paid for what he had done. For the next few days, Ava threw herself into investigating Ethan's past. She searched through old messages, phone calls, and even contacted a few old acquaintances who knew him. She wasn't going to be a passive victim in this story. She was going to take charge. With every bit of information she uncovered, Ava felt herself growing stronger. She wasn't just going to make them regret their actions, she was going to expose Ethan for the man he truly was, someone who was hiding more than just his affair. The moment arrived. Ava had everything in place. She invited both Ethan and Chloe to meet her at a public location, setting the stage for the grand reveal. She wasn't going to let them think they could run away from the consequences. She had waited for this moment, the moment when she would expose the truth. Ava stood before them, holding the evidence in her hands. She watched as Ethan's face turned pale when he saw what she had uncovered. The secret that he thought he had buried so deep had been brought into the light, and it was far worse than he could have imagined. Chloe, too, was in shock. Her eyes darted between Ava and Ethan as the weight of what was happening sank in. Ava could see the guilt washing over them both, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for Ava to just see their regret. They had to feel it. This wasn't just about inflicting pain, it was about reclaiming her power, taking control of her own narrative. Ethan and Chloe thought they could tear her apart, but Ava had become stronger than they could ever imagine. As she stood there, her heart no longer heavy with anger or sadness, Ava felt something she hadn't felt in days: peace. The revenge wasn't what healed her, it was the knowledge that she had taken back control. She had shown them what it meant to cross someone who was no longer afraid to stand up for herself. With a calm, steady breath, Ava walked away from them both. She didn't need their apologies or their pity. They had paid the price for their betrayal, but Ava was no longer the broken girl they had left behind. She was someone new,
someone who had taken the pain and turned it into strength. As she walked away, a quiet satisfaction settled in her heart, knowing that sometimes revenge wasn't just about hurting the people who hurt you. It was about learning to heal on your own terms.